Hey Battle Leaguers, this is Admin Psychic starting off with this week's very first Fact of the Week. As you may have seen on the Battle League page, I'll be conducting extensive research on topics and questions you have about the Pokemon universe. So if there's something on your mind, feel free to drop a comment below the video. Remember, the highest rated question wins! Our question this week comes from our very own Admin Ground, and it sure is an interesting one. He writes, is it true that the main character in Pokemon Red, Blue, or Green could battle Professor Oak, but this was cut from the final edited version? Let's delve into this question, but before beginning, I must stress that most of what I'm going to delve into is theory. I'm doing it for the fun of it and with what I've got, so I stress again, nothing has been confirmed. Dr. Yukinari Hokkaido, or better known, Professor Oak, is perhaps one of the most iconic characters within the Pokemon franchise, aside from the lead trainers themselves. At the beginning of your journey in Pokemon Red, Yellow, Green, or Blue, Professor Oak introduces you into the Pokemon world, wielding a sprite similar to Battle Sprites. It's also been discovered that he even had 3 full teams programmed in, each being activated by the choice you made for your starter Pokemon. His team consisted of a level 66 Tauros, 67 Exeggutor, 68 Arcanine, 70 Gyarados, and one of the final forms of the starter Pokemon rearing in at a level 69. These Pokemon are much stronger than the champions, which leads to the suggestion that at one point in early development he was meant to be the final boss of the game. Further evidence to this theory leans closer in the direction that Oak was, in fact, supposed to be either the final boss or even the champion at one point. The most obvious fact is that before spending time in the lab, in his youth, Oak was a trainer. He also had a relationship with Agatha that could support him even being in the Elite Four at some point in time, before the relationship took a turn for the worst. It has also been revealed that using GameShark or Action Replay codes, or even hacking into the Pokemon Yellow game itself, will allow the player to battle Professor Oak. Like in the screenshots scattered all over the interwebs, trainers now have the opportunity to experience a battle with the Professor, if using the right methods. As stated by Bulbapedia, the only known ways to battle Oak are by performing the Ditto glitch with a special stat of 226, or by performing the Old Man glitch with M and N as the character in the 3rd, 5th, or 7th slot of the player's name. These teams, though, cannot be battled using the Old Man glitch. They can only be battled via the Ditto glitch if the Wild Ditto's attack is lowered by 4, 5, or 6 stages. Each will yield a different one of the 3 teams. The Old Man glitch, from what I've seen, will allow you to battle a character calling themselves Professor Oak, but not specifically with the Professor's specified team. Fun fact, it's a way to encounter a Missing No, and is named after the Old Man in Viridian, who is needed in order to make this glitch work. Specifically in Pokemon Yellow, the glitch was disabled and blanked for wild Pokemon before overriding it. Even before Yellow's release, it was fixed in some European versions of Red and Blue. The shore tiles that were supposed to be wild Pokemon were now water tiles. In some other European versions, the glitch may be present, but each time a Missing No is encountered, the game will freeze. The way this glitch works in case of the Professor is dependent on the name, as mentioned earlier in the quoted statement. There must be a capital M or N in the 3rd, 5th, or 7th slot of your player name. But the only true way to battle Oak and his programmed team is through the Ditto glitch. Seeing as this description is a little more complex to explain, I'll simply link an explanation to it in the description below. Phew, that was a lot of digging. My conclusion to Admin Ground's question now leaves me with the thought that it is possible that Oak was supposed to be the final boss. But until any of the original makers of the first games decide to step up and reveal the truth, we may never know. I hope you guys enjoyed my segment, and I look forward to answering more questions. If you have a specific question you would like to ask, or a myth debunked, searched further, or anything about the Pokemon universe, please leave a comment below. Remember, the top ranked question will be in next week's episode of Battle League Fact of the Week. This is Admin Psychic signing off, and happy gaming.